Yo, what is up? XX Bills fan here. And this video is going to be somewhat of a rant because after yesterday, the Eagles are now 3-3 with another defeat, second in a row, to the Detroit Lions in a game that looked kind of like, I don't know if you guys feel me on this, kind of like the game they lost last year to the 49ers at home before the 49ers went on that huge winning streak. But anyway, yesterday again, it's all about the blown opportunities for the Eagles. Blown opportunities again. Michael Vick, 3 more turnovers, 1 fumble, wasn't his fault. Dallas Reynolds snapped the ball before he was ready, and 2 more interceptions. You know, I'll be honest, I'm the biggest Mike Vick fan. I have his book. I love Mike Vick. I love how explosive he is and how strong his arm is. The arm strength he has is just remarkable, and how fast he can get out of the pocket. But when you keep turning the ball over in the National Football League, you are not going to have a chance to win games. And I'm not saying bench him and play Nick Foles because, I know that kind of sounds crazy at this point, 3-3, still well within a shot of making the playoffs. But in my mind, Nick Foles is at least got to be put on alert because, Mike Vick, I don't care how explosive you are, you keep playing like this, we're not going to win football games. And yesterday, again, it was the turnovers that hurt the Eagles' offense when they had a chance to score points. Luckily, the Lions did not score any points all those turnovers, but it's the fact that you're turning the ball over and taking away offensive momentum that could have been used to score a touchdown. As far as anything else, again, terrible loss, overtime. And the thing that pissed me off the most, we get the ball first, new rules of overtime, you have to score a touchdown to win. All right, no big deal, march it down the field and score a touchdown. They come out, their series. First play, Vick sacked. Second play, Vick sacked. And then third down, Vick throws the fucking ball out of bounds. As a diehard Eagles fan, I know there's probably people that go even harder than me, and I go pretty hard. Sitting and watching that bullshit, and then Matt McBride punting from the back of his own end zone, and Matt McBride done a wonderful job since they signed him. Punted to the 50, so the Lions get to take over the 50, but what kind of offensive series is that when you come out and you have the ball first in overtime? It's a freaking 3-and-out, 2 sacks, throws the fucking ball out of bounds. Like, take a shot down the field because you know you're going to be punting from way deep in your territory anyway. So it wasn't just that. I mean, the defense at the end of the game, the only injury I had to report this week was Nate Allen, and I haven't checked the Eagles' website to see what the update on his injury status is, but he went out, and Colt Anderson was in to the game. And, he's definitely not a guy that's going to play defense a lot. He's more of a special teams guy, and that definitely looked like they were exploiting that matchup. But the Eagles' defense at the end of the game was terrible. They drove down and Hanson kicked the game-winning field goal. But again, to me, this week, it is just missed Eagles opportunities. This team is definitely better than last year's team, but they look kind of like last year's team as far as finding ways to lose games. The Eagles, as far as a team, are looking like they just find ways to lose games. I don't know if you guys feel me on that, but they find ways to lose winnable football games. And it's just, watching as an Eagles fan is so frustrating because you'll be watching, you're like, after Vic threw the 70-yard TD to Macklin, I was like, yo, wrap this shit up, baby, it's over. And then, just complete 360, Lions tied up, we're going to OT, and then the Lions defense shits on our offense in the first series, and punt, and then Hanson with the game-winning field goal, lose 26-23. It's just, to me, the Eagles find ways to lose games, and that's why they're not quite that elite team yet, like a Patriots, like a Green Bay, even though they're 3-3 as well, but they put a beat down on 5-0 Houston. They're just not that elite level because they find ways to lose winnable football games. And I know Jeffrey Lurie, who's freaking been sucking Andy Reid's dick. The freaking, Andy Reid should have been fired 2 or 3 years ago, in my opinion. I do feel bad for the guy because he lost his son. God rest his soul. He's in a better place. Jeffrey Lurie has stated, whether he follows through on it or not, that this will be Andy Reid's last year if the Eagles do not make, I think he said Super Bowl or really achieve high expectations. however you want to word that. So, it'll be cool to, or not cool necessarily, but like it'll be interesting to see if Lurie follows through on that, if the Eagles just, tank from this point on. And again, I know Shady got banged up a little bit in the game, but I think it was something like, 16 or 17 carries for Shady, 40 some pass plays. Like, I don't know if you, I don't know if you other Eagles fans out there that watch these videos. I know I don't get that many views. Maybe trying to start to build up, a following, but and I do appreciate everybody that watches these videos. Thank you. Um, this Marty Morninglegs play calling drives me fucking nuts. Like, he is the worst. I believe he's like one of the worst play callers in the NFL. He has all these weapons, and like, I'm not saying I understand like how to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL, but like, holy shit, like he does not use these weapons week in and week out. Like what's all the Eagles fans complain for every freaking week? Shady McCoy doesn't get enough carries. I don't feel they stretch the field vertically enough with Deshaun and Mackman. These are just things that I think. I mean, I'd love to get like some feedback on these videos, what you guys think, but it is ridiculous. Like, use the weapons you have, and I just don't think he uses them. I mean, it just ticks me off. But I know this video is kind of a rant. I think I stated it would be at the beginning of the video because I've just lost for words how the Eagles are 3-3 right now, and in my opinion, should be 5-1 probably. The only game they should have lost being the Arizona game. They got their asses fucking handed to them. But this shit needs to stop, and it'll be interesting to see going into the bye week, 3-3, lost the lead of the division, if the Eagles can rally and really turn this into a special season, or if they're just gonna fucking tank like last year. And either way, Andy Reid's probably gone unless he really turns his shit around and they head for the playoffs. So, I mean, it's just the same shit every year. Morningleg, terrible offensive coordinator. And the defense didn't get some big stops at the end of the game, partly because of Nate Allen being out. But it's just, I think Marty Morningleg's one of the worst offensive coordinators in the NFL. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And Andy Reid just needs to, figure his shit out, because if not, hopefully he will be gone like Lurie stated. But Eagles lose this week 26-23 to the Lions. Terrible defeat, drop to 3-3, lose a share of the NFC East division lead. So this XX Bills fan here, I'm out.